Everybody, Jeremy with Midwest Backpacker. As you can see from my attire, it's colder than snot here in February in Minnesota. It's a few degrees under 0 Fahrenheit right now. The feels like temperature is supposed to get down to 25 to 35 below tonight. I just received in the mail today a new -20 Ridge Reaper Underquilt for my war bonnet Ridgerunner from Loco Libre. I'm going to test that sucker out tonight. Let's see what happens. All right, the -20 Loco Libre Ridge Reaper Underquilt for a bridge hammock. It has Argon 90 fabric. You can see the underside is burnt orange. The inside is titanium gray. The inside has 900 fill, goose down. The baffles are 4.5 inches high, and it weighs 23 ounces. All right, I got the new underquilt on. It fits on there nicely. The nice part about a bridge hammock is you don't have to worry about suspension. You just buckle those 4 carabiners on the corners and you're set to go. Now the underquilt protector, I've been warned that this is a little loose, and I probably don't have it on here 100% correctly, but my fingers are getting numb. So it's not real windy out tonight, so we're gonna have to call it good. All right, I have everything set up. My fingers are freezing. It's a lot darker than it appears in the camera. I got the hammock, the bridge hammock for the first time out in the winter, the mountain fly tarp, the underquilt protector, and I don't have a sub-zero top quilt. I have a 0-degree top quilt, and I have a 20-degree top quilt. So I'm going to layer them tonight, but I'm gonna go warm up my fingers right now. Okay, I have everything set up. Let's go take a look. Okay, let's take a look underneath the tarp. First of all, inside my hammock, you can see I still keep the bug net on, even in the winter when there's obviously no bugs or mosquitoes out here. But you can see inside here the orange and gray top quilt that's a 0-degree, and inside of that I have a 20-degree top quilt underneath. So I'm layering up since it's going to be about 15 below tonight, and my underquilt's only for 0 degrees. Okay, so underneath top quilts obviously is the blue hammock. Underneath the hammock you can see the new underquilt. The gray on the top, orange on the outside, and underneath is the underquilt protector. Some of you may think I'm crazy. You say, why would you want to live in Minnesota? Well, in Minnesota we don't have these, we don't have these, and most importantly, we don't have these. So you know, it's going to be a beautiful night out here. I'll check back in once I lay down.
So the current temperature is -7 as we speak. It's a -9 in St. Cloud, -10 in Marshall, 11 below in Alexandria, and the forecasted wind chills by morning, again, as I showed you, in the double digits, right around 20 to 25 below.
All right, it's about 10:15. heading out to the hammock all bundled up, all nice and warm. That's key when you're sleeping in these cold temps, to make sure that you're warm when you get into the hammock. All right, I made my way out to the hammock. It's about -8. I forgot to explain earlier, the reason why I'm camping in my backyard is my underquilt just came today, and I have to work tomorrow morning, so I didn't have time to go out in the woods or to a campground. So this will have to do for my test of the new underquilt. So I've been in the hammock for a couple minutes now. Right when you climb in, you know, it's pretty cold because your quilts are all cold and your body temperature has to heat them up. So I can already feel them starting to warm up. So I'm gonna put the camera away, pull that top quilt up over my chest and get warmed up. We'll see you in the morning. Good morning, it's about 6 a.m. Stayed warm all night, had to wake up about 4 a.m. to take a pee. Went back to sleep. But now I need to get back up, get packed up, go to work. Need to bring my quilts inside. My top quilts are a little wet from condensation, so I'll let them dry out a little bit, but time to get after it. I got everything torn down, piled it into the hammock hotel here, went inside, took a shower, warmed up, came back out to the hammock hotel, hung up my hammock, hung up my rain fly here, letting them both dry out. I'm going to bring my quilts inside and let them dry out. The top quilts got pretty wet from the condensation, so I'm going to let them dry thoroughly inside where it's nice and warm. So that Loco Libre Underquilt, -20 degrees, worked fine. It got down to about 14 below, 21 below wind chill or feels like temperature, and I kept perfectly warm while I was sleeping. The problem and what I learned is when I was on this trip is when you're setting up a hammock, of course you need to have your fingers exposed, and when you're tearing it down, your fingers need to be exposed because you're doing the little lines and just little things that you can't do with gloves on. And you need to take breaks quite often because it doesn't take very long in -14 for your fingers to get frostbite. Mine are right on the edge of frostbite where it's an hour later and my fingertips are still a little numb. So it was hurting quite a bit. So next time I'm going to stop if I'm in the woods. Of course, build that campfire before I tear down and take breaks every 5-10 minutes to warm the fingers up. But hey, thanks for watching. I'm going to be out on the trail in Ozark Highlands Trail in a few weeks where it's nice and warm, and I hope you join me on that. If you like this video, please hit subscribe down below. Hit that bell for notifications when I put out new videos. Check out these other 2 videos. We'll see you on the trail.